Morning students, myself Dr. Usha Vyas. Today my topic is Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Can Twelfth Night be classified as a romantic comedy? Twelfth Night is considered to be romantic comedy. Shakespeare wrote it in the second period of his writing career. In this play, he reaches a level of perfection not attained by him in other immature comedies. Shakespeare's comedies have certain features in common. They bear the stamp of his genius. The atmosphere of Twelfth Night is romantic. We feel as if we were transported to a world of make-believe and were far away from the accepted standards and conventions of ordinary life. In the romantic atmosphere of Twelfth Night, many strange things takes place. It is as if it is in fact a land of imagination. It is no use questioning all the things that take place here. The main plot takes a start with the arrival of the shipwrecked brother and sister Sebastian and Viola on the shores of Illyria. Neither of them knows that the other is alive. Viola disguises herself as a man in order to get into the service of the Duke. We should not question whether Viola would betray herself in the disguise. We should not question whether brother and sister resemble each other so much that they were confused for each other, even by Olivia and Orsino. We should take for granted such strange things in this romantic atmosphere. In such a strange world, it is not unnatural to find a duke languishing in love for a haughty and indifferent lady. It seems he has made love his profession. He thinks, hears and speaks of love. He gets engrossed in songs of love. It should also not be questioned why in a trice he transfers his love from Olivia to Viola. In romantic comedies, love at first sight is the rule. Viola falls in love with the Duke at first sight. Olivia falls in love with Cesario at first sight. Sebastian falls in love with Olivia at first sight. All these strange happenings are part and parcel of the paraphernalia of romantic comedy. Shakespeare, being a skillful writer, makes us suspend our disbelief in such improbable things. With his beautiful poetry, he lulls our common sense to sleep. He succeeds in casting a charm over his characters, particularly women characters. He utilizes songs to promote the romantic atmosphere of the play. Feste also makes a rich contribution to the attainment of this end. The story of the main plot, as also the subplot, is very gripping. Once we suspend our disbelief regarding the original data, we pursue the incident stage by stage and find everything logical. The heroines of romantic comedy makes the plays very interesting. Viola, the heroine of Twelfth Night, plays a great part in this respect. She is at once tender and sensitive, witty and resourceful, womanly and enterprising. With a womanly disguise, she sets afoot a number of complications. She faces the future with confidence. She may be compared to Beatrice or Portia. With her patience and charm, broad-minded and selfless love, she not only attains her objective but also helps other lovers to meet fulfillment of their passions. She not only leads to marriage of Olivia and Sebastian but also teaches Olivia and Orsino what true love is. Ruskin said Shakespeare has only heroines and no heroes. This is perfectly true in regard to Twelfth Night. Viola constitutes the main charm of this romantic comedy. Shakespeare includes an element of realism in his romantic comedies in order to give them a semblance of truth. The subplot of Twelfth Night shows us men and women as we find them in everyday life. The subplot moves around comic characters like Sir Toby, Maria, Malvolio, Fabian, Feste, and Sir Andrew Aguecheek. The appearance of these characters on stage shifts us from an atmosphere of romance to that of comedy. The spirit of comedy is opposed to the spirit of romance. Shakespeare achieves this harmonious blend of romantic and comic atmosphere by means of unique parallelism. The foolish pursuit of Olivia by Orsino is reflected in the equally foolish pursuit of his mistress by Malvolio and Sir Andrew. Shakespeare succeeds in developing his romantic comedies because he does not lose his sympathy for even the most ludicrous of his characters. We may laugh as much as we like at Malvolio, but he always seems to maintain his dignity and to command our sympathy. He seems to be more sinned against than sinning. Same is the case with Sir Andrew. We agree with Hazlitt, who says that Shakespeare always aims at the ludicrous and not the ridiculous. A genial spirit pervades the whole of Twelfth Night. There is perfect unity in the romantic comedy. The story suits the atmosphere, the action suits the story, and the character suits the action. All this is due to Shakespeare's superb genius. This is all for today. Thanks so much for watching.